if you see yourself as highly analytical, brace yourself. People who have better quantitative skills seem to be more likely to twist data at will. In one study, 1,000 volunteers were given two data sets, one looking at skin treatment, the other at gun control laws. They were asked to look at the data and conclude, is a skin treatment reducing skin rashes? Are the gun laws reducing crime? What they found was that people with better math skills did a better job at analyzing the skin treatment data than the people with worse math skills. No surprise here. However, here's the interesting part. The people with better math skills, they did worse at analyzing the gun control data. It seems that people were using their intelligence not necessarily to reach more accurate conclusions, but rather to find fault with data that we're unhappy with. The question then becomes, why have we evolved a brain that is happy to disregard perfectly good information when it doesn't fit our own? This seems like potentially bad engineering, leaving errors in judgment. So why hasn't this glitch been corrected for over the course of evolution? Well, the brain assesses a piece of data in light of the information it already stores because, on average, that is in fact the correct approach. For example, if I were to tell you that I saw pink elephants flying in the sky, you would conclude that I'm delusional or lying, as you should. When a piece of data doesn't fit a belief that we hold strongly, that piece of data, on average, is in fact wrong. However, if I were to tell my young daughter that I saw pink elephants flying in the sky, most likely she would believe me because she has yet to form strong beliefs about the world. There are 4 factors that determine whether a piece of evidence will alter your belief: your current belief, your confidence in that current belief, the new piece of evidence, and your confidence in that piece of evidence. And the further away the piece of evidence is from your current belief, the less likely it is to change it. This is not an irrational way to change beliefs, but it does mean that strongly held false beliefs are very hard to change. There is one exception, though. When the counter evidence is exactly what you want to hear. For example, when people are told that others see them as much more attractive than they see themselves, they are happy to change their self-perception. Or if you learn that your genes suggest that you're much more resistant to disease than you thought, you're quick to change your beliefs. What about politics? Back in August, 900 American citizens were asked to predict the results of the presidential election by putting a little arrow on a scale that went from Clinton to Trump. So if you thought Clinton was highly likely to win, you put the arrow right next to Clinton. If you thought it's a 50-50, you put it in the middle, and so on and so forth. They were also asked, who do you want to win? So half of the volunteers wanted Trump to win, and half wanted Clinton to win. But back in August, the majority of both the Trump supporters and the Clinton supporters believed that Clinton was going to win. Then a new poll was introduced, predicting a Trump victory. And everyone was asked again, who do you think is going to win? Did the new poll change their predictions? Indeed, it did. But mostly, it changed the predictions of the Trump supporters. They were elated to hear that the new poll was suggesting a Trump victory and were quick to change their predictions. The Clinton supporters didn't change their predictions as much, and many of them ignored the new poll altogether. The question then is, how do we change beliefs? I mean, surely opinions do not remain stable, they do evolve. So what can we do to facilitate change? The secret is to go along with how our brain works, not against it. So the brain tries to assess a new piece of evidence in light of the knowledge it already stores. And when that piece of evidence doesn't fit, it's either ignored or substantially altered, unless, of course, it's exactly what you want to hear. So perhaps instead of trying to break an existing belief, we can attempt to implant a new belief altogether and highlight the positive aspects of the information that we're offering. This all sounds very abstract, I know. Let me give you an example. Vaccines. So parents who refuse to vaccinate their kids because of the alleged link to autism often are not convinced by science suggesting that there's no link between the two. What to do then? A group of researchers, instead of trying to break that belief, offered the parents more information about the benefits of the vaccine, true information, how it actually prevents kids from encountering deadly disease. And it worked. So when trying to change opinions, we need to consider the other person's mind. What are their current beliefs? What are their motivations? When someone has a strong motive to believe something, even a hefty suck of evidence to the contrary will fall on deaf ears. So we need to present the evidence in a way that is most convincing to the other person, not necessarily in the way most convincing to us. Identify common motives and then use those to implant new beliefs. Thank you.